Alright, so my name is Adrian Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So that's why I have this podcast, to bring you people from around the world, whether entrepreneurs or not, that are doing remarkable things with their life. Today I have with me, a rather special edition in fact, Simon.Priest from Porsche at Wolverhampton. So please, Simon, tell the world what's your story and why are you doing what you're doing?
So today we're hosting our very first Cars and Coffee event here at Porsche Centre Wolverhampton. I noticed that on Instagram, on the social platform, that Cars and Coffee was becoming a bit of a phenomenon, and got in touch with the guys at Cars and Coffee and asked to see what we could do to hold an event here. I expected it to be a real strain and a struggle to get it organised, but in fact it was just a very simple yes. So we've outreached using our social media network to over 40,000 people to get invites here today. And as we sit here in my office talking today, I've probably got in the region of between 400 to 500 people here in my showroom and over 100 supercars on display here too. So it's a great mechanism for us to outreach to our local area, to sports cars enthusiasts, sports cars owners, current customers and potential customers to interact and make contact with them and ultimately get them into our business.
So how much of a sports car enthusiast are you?
I'm probably somewhere in the middle. I'm not a huge sports car enthusiast, but clearly working with a brand for Porsche, it kind of gets into your blood. And very fortunate to sit here every day and work with such a brilliant product.
Yeah. So when I look for a car, I always like to go for something that's exclusive, quite rare. It stands out when people are out and about. And also got a nice silhouette. What do you think? What do you think is beautiful about a Porsche?
The great thing about the Porsche is we've always kept very true to our roots. So going back to the 1950s when Mr. Porsche first started building cars, you can still see that echo, and you use the word silhouette. You can still see that in the current 911. What we also do as well is every car that we build, everything comes from the heritage from the racing track. So everything that you see in today's road cars were perhaps 3 years ago made on the track.
So why do you why do you do what you do then?
Well, crikey, that's a tough question. I suppose 15 years ago I got involved in the motor trade, from a sales exec to a sales manager, and then today as a general manager or head of business or a Porsche what call centre principal. It gets into your blood. I've probably said that a couple of times. I couldn't see myself doing anything else. I'm in the fortunate position that I work with probably one of the best, well not probably, but in my view the best motorsport brand in the world. I've got a fantastic group of people. I get the opportunity to interact with not only my team here, but also great customers as well. So with the brand, my team and my customers, it's kind of three things that when you put them together, put me in a really fortunate position.
Yeah, and speaking of customers, you mentioned this annual event, and what's the general tone and the vibe? There's some nice cars here. What can you tell me about the event?
Yeah, it's just a case of really getting people here from our local area. One of the first, I say local area, one of the first guys that I greeted this morning had come all the way from Chichester. So that guy's going to do probably over 300 miles today to come to this event. So we try and reach out to everybody. It's not just our customers, new customers, people that might not ever, want to buy a Porsche or ever be in a position to buy a Porsche. It's to get everybody involved, and really what my aim is with this is to get Porsche Centre Wolverhampton recognised as a destination to come and experience Porsche, but also come and enjoy looking at other people's cars as well.
So tell me about the culture of the dealership as well. What makes your dealership better than, say, the Porsche of somewhere else in London?
Yeah, one of the big things that's really close to me is a culture in our business that we work together. The last thing that I want to hear is our sales department falling out with our service department, or our service department falling out with our parts department. So we've really got a harmonious atmosphere here. I've got 40 people that work here. I work very hard in recruitment to make sure that we get people with the right kind of culture in them, the right habits. We very much have a kind of a success culture here. We celebrate success. So hopefully, it makes it for my guys. If I recognise that it's a good place for them to come to, and as you've walked around today, I've seen you interact with my guys here. Everybody's got a smile on their face. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's enjoying it. The customers breed off that as well. So there's something that's very close to me.
Yeah, cool. And as we wrap up this podcast, what is important to you when it comes to culture?
Culture. Do you know what? You can't just have culture on a Tuesday afternoon. Culture's a 7-day, 24-hour thing. The culture has to start with the leaders in the business. Your team will never go above the standard of the leadership. So if your team aren't a 10 out of 10 every day, if your leaders aren't at a 10 out of 10, the people below them will never be that as well. We set the culture, we set the tone, and then as a leader, the kind of what is a leader? In my view, a leader is somebody that goes in front and shows the way. Now, if you go in front and show the way, but you show the wrong way, then how can you expect your guys to deliver brilliance if you're not at the top, kind of setting the tone?
Yeah, as a principle, I like to say that if you're not willing to do it yourself or you can't do it, then don't ask someone else to do it.
Don't ever expect anybody. I would never expect to see anybody do anything that I couldn't do myself, couldn't, wouldn't, or can't do myself.
Or even shouldn't.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, as an example, I've spent the majority of the day, I think you've seen, it's been quite difficult to do this podcast. I've been managing the car park, parking up probably 200 cars, looking after customers, doing coffees, etc. like that. You know, I wouldn't sit in my office just expecting the rest of the guys to do that. Again, I like to get involved, like to lead from the front.
Yeah, I totally like that a lot. Pretty cool. But Simon, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen at home, if you haven't already, click on the subscribe button and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads, because this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So go out there today in the world and do something remarkable, because that is what it's all about.